It's March 23rd, 2019. Welcome to Destination Pro Wrestling. My name is Tony. You guys can follow me on Twitter at Tango with Tango. And I want to say thank you for stopping by because today is a very interesting day. I've been meaning to upload this video for a couple days now. But if you guys didn't know, On the Road to Double or Nothing, a video series that's being created by AEW, they've officially teased the World Championship belt. And what we know so far is that AEW is not calling this the World Heavyweight Championship. It sounds like they're going to be calling this the World's Championship belt. So very, very interesting stuff. Now, we are referring to this image that was the thumbnail. I'm going to throw that up on the screen. Brandi Rhodes, who is the Chief Brandi Officer, I think that's what they're calling it these days, the CBO of AEW, she was talking on the phone with Dave Milliken, who is one of the more famous belt makers in professional wrestling. She's talking to him about how the title belt is coming along, and he's talking about, some of the details and some of the things that he's finishing up. But one thing that was very interesting was they are referencing the size of this belt. Now, I'm going to go back to that image because I want you guys to see. Obviously, it's a drawing. But as you can tell by the design, it looks like there's multiple plates. You might have to zoom in a little bit or put this on full screen. But you can tell that this is a very interesting title belt, and it's going to be a big title belt. And I thought that was kind of interesting when Brandi was talking about this, especially referencing previous title belts. That's something that I was a really big fan of when this happened, and that's why I kind of want to talk about this in a video, because we've talked about the World Championship belt for AEW. And we've kind of talked about what AEW might do with this belt and how they may reveal it. Now, it is being expected and speculated as well, but this belt may very well be on the line at Double or Nothing, which I think is a fantastic thing to get people talking, or at least reveal their plans for the belt. But we don't really know who's going to be the first world championship. And a lot of the complaints that people have had about AEW is whether or not they're going to put over the Elite. And, whether a guy like Hangman Page or Kenny Omega or Cody, whether these guys would be given the belt right away. Now, with this roster, obviously with them bringing in some guys from the indies, and they obviously got people from AAA, they're going to have a pretty good roster, but it is somewhat concerning that maybe a guy like Kenny Omega could be the first world champion. My go-to in this situation would be a heel. If I had a chance to book this, I would say the best case scenario would be having Pac, Pac, whatever, aka Neville, right? Like, I feel like he is like the perfect person to hold this belt. I always saw him as a world champion in WWE. That never happened. WWE teased us with him and Seth Rollins that one time, but it just never happened. So I feel like with him going to AEW and having a match with Hangman Page, I'm not opposed to some of the guys from the Elite winning the belt down the line, but like right away winning the belt, I think it would be really cool to make Hangman Page and Pac, that opportunity. And a guy like Neville, I just refer to him as Neville because, being a WWE fan, I've gotten so used to that. But they teased this at the original conference or the original presser or whatever. And that was something that was really unique because we didn't expect that so soon. But when we found out that he was being revealed, and we found out that he was going to be in AEW, it was great news. And he is somebody who is so talented. And we look at what Neville accomplished in WWE, and we saw him fall short of greater things. And my ideal way of booking this would be having him win the belt, defending it, maybe eventually losing to a guy like Hangman Page, who could be the company's top babyface, and we'll see the rest and what happens after that. But I think this is an interesting design. Like, when you look at this image, I'm gonna throw it back up because I want you guys to take a look and just take an extra second. But it does look really unique. I think you can pretty much get an idea of what this belt is. And the fact that it's a big belt, I love that. I love big title belts. That is something that in my mind, I feel like, title belts, championship belts, whatever you want to refer it. One of the big issues that I've seen, and this is a big issue, they're usually boring, and I feel like they lack detail. And the way Dave Milliken was describing this belt about layers and stuff like that and the plates and stuff, I feel like in a way they are doing something where there's going to be a lot of detail. And I feel like this is going to be a very old school looking title belt. And with WWE, and I have to kind of say this about WWE because I think a lot of people often forget how WWE is as a company, but like the WWE Championship belt, the Women's Championship belt, the tag team, this belt, like they all have a similar thing. Like the Raw and SmackDown tag titles are basically the same color or the same belt but different color. And then you look at the Raw Women's Championship, SmackDown Women's Championship, the Universal Championship, and WWE Championship. You see those 4 title belts, and they all look the same. And to me, the idea of a title belt is to look prestigious and to look like it is something that everybody wants to have. And WWE doesn't do a good job. That's where they miss the boat, in my opinion, when it comes to building hype for their title belts. And that doesn't help when a part-time guy like Brock Lesnar holds the Universal Championship as well. Now, I'm not against those designs, but I feel like every belt should have something unique and something different about them. Otherwise, it doesn't seem important to them. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe you guys disagree, and I'm totally cool with that. But that's something I've always noticed. And to me, it looks like AEW is really going the old school way. And I love that. When All In originally took place, right, which keep in mind that technically wasn't an AEW event. But when All In took place and they had the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship belt, that was an incredible moment. Having that title match, like, it was really, really good. Like, it was a really cool moment for All In, and I love that belt. And I feel like with AEW, we might be able to get that, you know? So I just kind of feel like, this is a cool thing, you know, for AEW. A big belt should definitely be interesting, but I love big belts. I think big belts are, again, it seems like a big prized possession, and that is something that lacks in pro wrestling. I also love Impact Wrestling's belts, right? I like ROH's belts. I think they have some pretty cool looks, but a lot of people seem to disagree. So I really think it's about personal taste and how that goes. Obviously, AEW teasing this belt means that we're going to see something soon. I think we're going to see it very, very soon. I think they might even reveal it before Double or Nothing. I think that's possible. I think they want people excited about this. I'm already excited about it. And, you know, when you look at title belts, they are supposed to be important. So I really hope they value this belt. And obviously, I can see the comments now, you know, in the comment section. But I don't want to see this title being on somebody who doesn't show up regularly. I want this to be a big deal in the company. I want, you know, especially with AEW being more sport-centric and it's supposed to be like a very big deal, you know, with wins and losses. Like, this belt should mean absolutely everything. And, you know, I think they could pull it off. I'm not trying to overhype AEW, but I'm trying to be realistic in a sense with what they're going for in terms of their product. And you know, obviously we haven't seen the product, so it could be too early to tell. But with how they're describing what their product will be like, I feel like this is a good move. I feel like this is a good move for them, a nice big prize for people who compete at a high level. And I think that's exciting. I think it's a good move. And I look forward to it. I really do. So I kind of want to know what you guys think about this. You know, AEW finally starting to show a lot more, you know, about their product and starting to show a lot more behind the scenes. And obviously that's important because it is a new company and they don't want to fail. And whether they fail or succeed, I don't know why anybody would want them to fail. But, you know, I read my comments sometimes and it looks like sometimes you guys just like to make up stuff too. So if you guys want to actually support AEW, support it. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But you can't throw shade on AEW or call me a hater on WWE just because I don't like their title belts. That's just something I don't like. I'm allowed to have an opinion. I think this route is a lot better. I think Impact and ROH do a good job. I think New Japan does a great job. I think WWE is lackluster on their title belts. And if you guys disagree, I mean, that's cool. I don't have anything against that. But that's what's going to make this a very, very interesting move for AEW. Now, I don't see AEW doing too many mid-card title belts this first year of operation as well. So I do see it being a world title, women's title, and tag titles. And a 3-title lineup would make sense in the first year of business, and maybe we'll see some more. And when they do, obviously we'll have more news here on the channel. So with that being said, make sure you guys click that subscribe button, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think of the Brandi Rhodes tease, and are you guys excited for the World Heavyweight title belt or whatever they're calling it? We don't know exactly for sure, but whatever it may be, what do you guys want to see specifically on this belt? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and as always, see you next time.